Find yourself in the Beachview area of Pittsburgh? Check out the official pizza of this show, Slice on Broadway, sharing an abnormal obsession with pizza we can relate to. Check them out at sliceonbroadway.com and tell them this show sent you.
This week we hack into your ears using the X button on Boss Battle. Welcome everybody to Boss Battle number 95, a show in which the writers of Insert Coin to Begin get together and talk about video games. I'm your host Bobby F. J-Town, and joining us as usual with Sorg. Sorg, what did you achieve in gaming this week?
I played another 3.5 hours of Hitman Absolution, Bobby. I killed me
right.
some nuns.
Oh,
And
okay.
I also played some...
I wouldn't go through with that plan.
We here at Insert Coin to Begin do not condone the killing of nuns.
Yes.
but I also played some Sonic CD on my phone.
What?
Oh.
Yes. Been doing some of that. What's wrong with Sonic CD?
Sonic's
That's a good
not
idea.
bad.
That's a good,
Anybody?
that's a good point.
Nobody? Nobody?
I like
wrong?
Sonic.
Alright. Anyways.
Sonic can go. It's fast. Alright. Chachi, what'd you achieve this week?
I got drafted and immediately traded in NHL 14.
Alright, kudos.
I played, and I have a review coming next Monday of Clash of Clans.
Is that one that's advertised on TV all the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Hog Riders.
And I think that's about it. I went back and I started playing Super Mario RPG and Final Fantasy II.
Oh, one of my favorite
with
games, Super Mario
emulator
RPG.
on my phone.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I got a lot going on.
One of those characters is based on my real life in Mario RPG.
What, Mallow?
Yeah, Mallow. He's a little fat dude that plays cymbals.
Everybody's got to have their place, Bobby.
Yeah. I made a marshmallow. Alright, Rizz, what'd you achieve this week?
First of all, if you noticed anything different about my voice, this is actually me, the Rizz. I'm coming down with something right now, so if I sound very hoarse, it is because I am a horse. That horse simulator is really, really big. But no, seriously, I bought a game on my time off. The little game we'll get into later called Watchdogs. And just so you know, I know nothing about hacking.
False.
I'm
You
getting a
played
sore
the
throat
game?
just listening.
You know how to hack.
Hey.
Oh, you just hacked me. You just hacked me.
Just hacked you in the face.
Oh.
This sounds sexy.
I was like, I was getting a sore throat listening to him. So,
I do sound sexy, sorry.
alright, from the chat, Mad Mike played Mario Kart, and it's awesome. Although they have creepy Luigi stares in the game now.
Wait,
Brother Sorg played Kick Beat, and he added some time into Skyrim. Good man.
man, Mike, I have a question for you. You can answer in the chat. Is Waluigi in this game?
Yes.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of people now. The Koopa kids are in it too. And Brother Sorg's also been testing with Twitch streaming, and he said games run slow when you're trying to watch Awesome Cast, but that's the other podcast. So what about us? You watching us? All right.
Sure he
And
watches us.
I also got Watchdogs, and I am a level 3 hacker now. I can press X and take your bank account and stuff. So, but yeah, nothing else other than just Watchdogs, because it's an awesome game so far. All right, it's time to go around the net with Chachi. Chachi, what do you have for us this week on around things ever?
Video game themed things from around the internet.
Blah, 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 blah.
Alright, let's start with the runners-up, as we normally do here on this part of the show. So, a few of the top League of Legends players were suspended for 6 months for, ready? Being jerks.
No.
The people who run the competitive play discovered that the top players are guilty of extremely toxic behavior. And so they are no longer allowed to play for 6 months. So the link's over in this story if you want to check it out. And thanks to Rizz, the next runner-up is a Japanese Mercedes commercial that uses Mario.
Everywhere last week.
Yeah. Well, I got it from you, so.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And it has a creepy-ass Mario at the end.
Creepy.
So, yeah, it's 31 seconds long. If you don't watch this, then I don't know what you will watch. Yeah, it starts off as 8-bit, or, wow. 8-bit.
Wow, say that again.
It starts off as 8-bit and goes into reality. So, good stuff. And into the actual post, Andrew Ryan, he's an artist who has a page over at DeviantArt, decided to reimagine what the main characters from Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, and 10 would be if they were Pokemon trainers. And the one I put in the post is Final Fantasy 7. So you have Barret with a Geodude, Sephiroth with a Mewtwo, and then Tifa, Aerith, and Cloud are in there too, with the respective Pokemons. He took into account the type of environment that the characters were from, in determining what type of Pokemon they would probably use.
Is Final Fantasy X a part of this too?
Yeah, Final Fantasy X's over there. You can get. I didn't put it in the post. I went with Final Fantasy 7 because that's my favorite one.
Oh, yeah, it's like
but the link is over there at insertcoinbegin.com, and you can click on it and go over to his DeviantArt page and check out the rest of them.
Nice.
Really, really well done art, by the way. So overall, it's not a bad page to check out. Next up, artist, musician on YouTube, did the history of video game music in the metal style. And it's a journey, 17 minutes long. The video is over there. You don't have to watch it. You can put it on in the background and enjoy it just as much, but he did do graphics and everything to go with the game. So, I mean, obviously in the background that's Mario. But it's really, really well done, once again. And last but not least this week, I want to try to use this post to enlighten not only us, but the viewers and listeners of stuff that they should be paying attention to that's video game themed and on the internet, obviously. And so I've gotten into this YouTube series lately called Game Theory. And what the series is he takes different parts of video games and either proves it, disproves it, uses logic, science, physics, math, and proves it right or wrong or why things don't matter. Some of the ones that he's done, Mario is a commie, and the worth of how much the diamond armor in Minecraft would be worth, and how deadly Bullet Bill from Mario actually would be. And I put one in there. The one I picked was Skyrim. He did an entire episode based on the quote from Skyrim that I used to be an adventurer like you until I took an arrow in the knee, and showed why that statement is actually a true fact. He goes through and uses the medical techniques from the time frame that Skyrim would have taken place in real life, and how much damage it would have actually caused based upon the arrow used and all these other determinations. The videos are extremely well done. It's been around for a couple years now, and I've taken to watching an episode of this in the morning instead of the news, because it's more entertaining. But it's over there at insertcoinbegin.com in the video game themed things from around the internet post. So that's what we have for you. Once again, we couldn't get Sorg to wrestle a bear.
Darn you, Sorg. I have a bear at my house. You can wrestle.
We couldn't find a bear for Sorg to wrestle.
could
So we're
trap
going to
it.
give
Bobby
up on
came
that.
close.
Yeah, we came close, but
Yeah.
but we're going to give up on that for a while, and next week Rizz is going to wrestle with Trouser Snake.
I've been practicing every day for this.
So
I need
that's
better
all we have for you
Pokeballs.
in this week's video game themed things from around the internet. Net.
All right.
Bobby?
It's time for some things you should be made aware of. First off, we're going to talk about a little bit of sad news to report. Arkham Knight has been delayed till 2015. But the good news is they're going to make the game more awesome because of this. Just going to have to wait a little longer for the next Rocksteady Batman game. Also, the Mortal Kombat 10 trailer hit this week, announcing the game. What do you guys think about this? Are you excited about another Mortal Kombat game? The trailer was very, very violent, which is awesome. And it looked great. So
I want to see gameplay first.
I'm sick of people saying that the trailer was very, very violent.
well, it's Mortal Kombat. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just more
that's
stylized,
exactly
though.
it. It's a Mortal Kombat game. If the trailer's not very, very violent, then it's not a Mortal Kombat game.
mhm.
And if it is,
Exactly.
they're doing it very wrong.
Exactly. So, yeah, it goes without saying that every time they release a Mortal Kombat game, the trailer is going to be very, very violent.
And it's looking more realistic, like graphics-wise. So,
It is.
and it's full of Wiz Khalifa too.
Yeah, the main part, the part that I cared about the most was the fact that the backing music for the trailer was Pittsburgh's own Wiz Khalifa.
Mm-hmm. It was a good song too, catchy.
Yeah, and it fits because it's Mortal Kombat. So, in the game, you're always asking who's next.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Uh-huh.
despite the internet having a problem with it, it works.
Get over it.
The internet has a problem with it?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that aren't happy that Wiz Khalifa was the one who.
Oh, it's
So
just a
there's
trailer.
people on the internet who aren't happy.
Well,
Just
yeah,
a trailer.
I know.
It's not, the game. It's not going to be playing in the background of the game, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So, just like Eminem wasn't playing in the background of Call of Duty, although they did get
It
Snoop
was,
Dogg.
it
So,
was for the credits.
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Well, the credits are different. I mean, you're not playing the game and listening to it, so. But another thing, Watchdogs, a game most of us have now. In the first week it came out, it sold 4 million copies, and it's Ubisoft's best-selling game ever in week 1.
Watchdog likes making best-selling sneaky games.
Yeah, it's a great new franchise. It's a new
I
property.
mean, Ubisoft.
Yeah, so
Watch Dogs.
it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
Well, yeah,
Just where they go with the next one. They're probably gonna make another one. Although the only complaint I have about the game, the guy sounds like Batman with a sinus infection. Like, I don't know.
So he sounds
Just
like me.
Little
Is that what
quibble.
you're saying?
Yeah, he sounds like Rizz.
Thank you. Maybe it is me.
Rizz is Aiden Pierce.
Maybe I hacked the game.
He uses his X
Yeah.
button to hack
You don't
into
know that.
the internet and take your bank accounts. So
X gonna give it to you.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did
jeez.
there?
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
I applaud that. Well done, sir.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Moving on, Bobby.
Yeah, and finally, a kind of a sad story to report. The game Slenderman, which I know you know a lot about this, Rizz, you played it. Two 12-year-old girls in Waukesha, Wisconsin, are faced with attempted murder charges following a brutal attack of one of their classmates. The girls thought that Slenderman was real, and I guess they stabbed this classmate of theirs 19 times
Well,
to appease
first of
Slenderman,
all,
which, oof.
Slender has been around before video games.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there have been pictures doctored to look like Slenderman.
Yeah.
And it's got
one of those urban legends.
it's got a cult following.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. All right, so I read this story, and I immediately went to the internet to look up this myth because I had never heard of the myth.
Yeah.
I had just assumed that it was a character created for a video game.
That's what
And
I
I'm
thought
like,
too.
They are really addicted to this game. And so
That's what I
looked,
thought at first.
yeah, I looked it up, and yeah, sure as hell is a myth.
Like, when I first saw Slenderman, like, somebody playing Slender on their Let's Play videos, I thought it was just an idea from the guy, top of the guy's head. I never knew until I started looking back at it that it was a folklore. And it was.
And here's my favorite part of the folklore. All right? So apparently, there's several different versions of it. Where one, Slenderman is a passive aggressive person, and the other where he's just vicious. And when he takes out the people, it's said that most of the time they're hanging from a tree branch, like they're impaled on a tree branch, like high in the tree. And Slenderman removes their organs, puts them neatly in plastic bags, and then replaces them in the body exactly where he got them from.
Jeez.
I'm like, so Slenderman is a butcher who just likes to put things back.
His OCD.
Like,
These need to be organized and categorized in bags.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Slenderman is a guy with a label gun just going around and kidney one.
But in all seriousness, no, it is pretty sad.
We're making light of this, but
yeah. But
I would just like to point out that we're making light of the Slenderman folklore. We're not making the light of two obviously demented little girls.
Yeah.
But
we're
should
told
have probably been limited to their internet use. All right.
We're told police that Slenderman is the leader of creepypasta. I don't know what that is. And in the hierarchy of that world, one must kill in order to show dedication. Yeah. So they were trying to appease Slenderman, and they wanted to prove that he really existed, but stick to the game. So, alright, I think, Rizz, I think you have our next story about Mass Effect?
Oh, damn it.
Oh, do you want to add something?
No, can you let me know before we do that one about Watchdogs, so I can do the intro?
Oh, you want to do it.
I just want to do the intro.
So, a lot of people have been rumored, a lot of rumors have been circling around about the new Mass Effect. Mass Effect 4, or whatever it's going to be called. And I almost went out and said that I don't want to see it at this E3. And then I thought to myself, wait a second, I kind of do want to see this at E3. But I don't care if it's going to be out by E3. Because right now, and I wrote this in the article, insertcoinbegin.com, that EA and BioWare have one giant thing they have to announce. And that is Dragon Age. Mm-hmm. They have to make that their big thing in order to make it big. If they go out and say, okay, here's Dragon Age, but also here's our Mass Effect game, the Mass Effect people are going to outshine the Dragon Age people. And there are some crossovers, but I think there's more Mass Effect fans than there are Dragon Age. I could be wrong.
I like Dragon Age. That's just
you
me.
Am I right?
I'm weird.
Bobby?
What?
You said you like both?
I like both, but I like Dragon Age a little better.
Yeah, like everybody has their clicks, but Mass Effect needs its own platform. Mm-hmm. And if they do announce that they're making it, and they do release like a trailer for it, I'll be totally fine with it. Mm-hmm. But I will not be like they're like I said. There's conflicting reports that they have a name, that there's another guy coming in. There's another. It's not going to be Shepard. It's going to be another person. And one of the things is they said it's going to be the first contact, which the Protheans and the collectors battle each other for the first time, which is kind of strange. Overall, I am excited for this game. I don't want to seem like I'm nitpicking at this, but they need to focus on Dragon Age right now.
Yeah, because it's like their next big game coming out. So,
Yeah.
and it's the first big game for them on the Xbox One too, and PS4, the next gen,
Exactly.
so, or the
And
current
if they
gen,
do
basically.
announce a date for it, though,
I think in the fall it's supposed to come out.
expect it to be
I
very,
think
very,
October.
very, very close
Yeah.
to the Mass Effect movie. That's why I'm just throwing out stuff there. But if they want to, because we know EA, and if anything from their day one DLC is anything, EA likes their money. And if EA puts Mass Effect 4 or Mass Effect Contact or Mass Effect whatever on this around that time, they're gonna gain a lot of money. Just gonna point that out. But if you want to see what my whole thing is on Mass Effect and all their news coming out about it, go to insertcointomegin.com and check it out.
All right, Chachi, you have our next one. Your intro.
Is it time? Is it time?
Yes, it's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a Rizz Rant! Rizz Rant!
Oh, sorry.
That was one hell of a Rizz Rant.
I'm allergic to this story.
I think
I'm
we
allergic to
all
bullshit.
made it. That one made us sick.
It made me sick. No, it really did.
Mhm.
For those who don't know, Glenn Beck, first of all, I like your little title over there, Bobby. Glenn Beck is an idiot. Total idiot.
That's what the doc says.
That's exactly why I read it that way. He had his own talk show on Fox News, the right-wing Politico juggernaut, whatever. But now his show got canceled and he's on a podcast. He made me
That's
angry.
not entirely accurate.
No, he
Uh,
was.
Is
he
it a
was-
radio?
No.
His
He left.
contract-
He
His
left.
contract was not renewed.
He left
Oh.
Fox News and he started his own network, which includes his radio show is actually syndicated every morning and afternoon, 2 separate radio shows. And he started a
Sorg.
libertarian network online, actually. So
Sorg.
I don't know. This whole him being fired is kind of
Sorg.
yes.
I did my research this morning before I
Oh.
went after Glenn Beck.
Okay.
Every radio station and news channel that he's worked for,
Mhm.
his contract was not renewed.
Okay.
So he may not have been fired, but they certainly didn't want to bring him back.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, they didn't. The newest thing Glenn Beck has said is that our children's minds are being tortured by this
Mhm.
game called Watchdogs.
Yeah, and we don't understand
Why?
what it's doing to their minds.
Why? Is it because of gun violence?
Nope.
No. You think it would be, but it's not. He thinks Watchdogs is going to make kids learn how to hack.
Hmm.
Let me just point out that at the same time as him covering the story, there were reports all over the internet of people using the tracking ability in the game to kill all of the racial minorities.
I
Yes.
heard about that too.
And what he covered on his show was the fact that people are going to learn how to hack from Watchdogs.
Yes.
Because, hacking doesn't include having an advanced knowledge of different systems in order to exploit them.
You just gotta
Just
rotate
hit the
these
phone.
little crosses and levers and stuff, right?
You
That's how you
hit
do it in the
phone,
game,
Chachi.
right?
So all you need is an Xbox controller, and you can hack.
Xbox controller, PS4 controller, Xbox One controller.
Yep.
Anything. Just press that button. Press.
Hack button.
It's so easy to do. It's so easy to do, guys. But seriously,
this isn't the first time he's attacked video games. He does it all the time. And the man said that technology is a crack addiction.
No.
Rizz, I want you to know the amount of research I did, in case you've missed my Twitter account today, it's been nothing.
Oh, no, I've
not you. I'm talking to the audience. In case you haven't been following along at Chachi Says on Twitter, I've been mocking Beck since the minute I woke up this morning. As I was going to bed, I was typing up tweets and saving them as drafts to release today to Glenn Beck.
Release
one right now, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm talking to the audience.
Hi, audience.
But on top of that, I felt that in order to successfully be able to mock him, I had to listen to him. I had to understand the mindset that we're coming from, okay? So I researched him this morning before I went to work. I listened to his show on iHeartRadio.
Oh, no.
I went full in on Glenn Beck.
Oh,
I changed my Twitter name to Glenn Beck's BFF. I'm not even kidding. I spent the majority of the day essentially just attacking this guy's Twitter account with video game-related nonsense. Because it's the type of crap that he would do.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even begin to explain the mindset. And this isn't the right audience for it because this is all political. So we're going to move on.
I think I was going to have a big story about it, and then I realized that he wants this. He wants us to talk about this because he gets publicity from it. Because what Chachi does, he goes and watches his podcast on iHeartRadio. And then also, one thing I do have to say is that just like what Rush Limbaugh did with Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, he's making this game very, very popular. Because now he's putting in the spotlight that, hey, I hate this game. And he thinks other people's going to hate this game too. But he's just putting money in Ubisoft's pocket.
It's a scare tactics for parents that don't understand what video games are. You know?
And that's the people who watch that show.
It's fear-mongering, basically.
And that's the people who watch that show.
Yeah.
People who don't know. People who don't know about gun violence and think that it's video game related, watch that show. People who think that, I'm going to say wrestling is all full of steroids, watches that show. And they think that everybody should follow what they think, watches that show. We're not controlling you. You can do whatever the hell you want. We're not going to control you. But Glenn Beck, Rush Limbaugh, people like that will. And that's one of the scare tactics they use. They think and they point their fingers at something else instead of the thing they want to point their fingers at.
All right.
Moving on.
You guys ready for the final round here?
Dun-dun-dun.
All right, last week we looked at what Microsoft is going to do at E3. This week we're going to look at what Sony has planned for E3. What do you guys think they're going to unveil at E3? What will they start with? Any surprises, anything like that? We did, however, hear that Media Molecule, the company that makes Little Big Planet, they pulled out of E3 at the last minute here. They're not going to show any games or anything like that. So if you'd hoped to see Little Big Planet 3, not going to happen. Naughty Dog, though, on the other hand, has a mystery game they're talking about. Could it be another Last of Us for the PS4? Could it be well, we already know they're working on the next Uncharted game. So, or could it be just a new property altogether? What do you guys think? Do you have any feedback on what Sony might have planned?
I want to be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I want to throw, like, just like with any other game console, I want to be throwing my money at it. If they show me something good, I don't care what it is. I know Sony's going to have something spectacular to show. They're going to have something visually stunning. And if it is The Last of Us 2, I will be throwing my money at it. Other than that, I'm not too sure about, Sony itself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just interested in what they have.
Well, you were the one that was thinking about getting a PS4.
Yeah, I was the only one who thought about getting a PS4.
Yeah. I thought for a second that, I mean, the love-hate relationship I have with my PS3 right now, I'm not quite ready to commit to a console yet.
No, that's the thing. That's the lovely thing about this generation now. You don't have to commit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know Sorg hates it when we say it, but Call of Duty Ghosts, Titanfall, Watchdogs, they all are new console games.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all on the old console still.
Yep, exactly.
They love money.
And Dragon Age is going to be on 360 and the PS3, so...
Yeah. And like I said, the only game that's not, that I really want to play, is EA UFC. That's it.
Chachi, what do you think Sony's going to do?
The same thing I think Microsoft is going to do. Nothing.
Oh.
They're going to come out, they're going to show us some games, but they released a new console last year.
Mm-hmm.
You can't expect very much from them at this E3. They're going to come out, they're going to razzle and dazzle, flash some fancy graphics up on the game that aren't going to really represent what the gameplay is like, and say, oh, this will be out. Because, I mean, what else can they do?
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be games. Like I think with Microsoft and Nintendo, whatever they announced. Well, there's rumored that Nintendo has a new console, but we'll get to that next week. But I think they're going to go heavy on Uncharted. I think that's going to be a big reveal for them. I don't really know much about any other properties. Maybe another battle PlayStation All Stars battle, like their Smash Brothers one, or maybe another one of those games.
If they had guys like they had The Last of Us and
Last of Us
into that game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that made me buy a PS3. The Last of Us. Yeah. So, and Uncharted.
But Uncharted was in that one, though.
One thing that I'm reminded of, The Last Guardian. Are we going to see anything about that? That was a game that was announced a couple years ago that nobody knows where it's at. Are they still making it? Is it still in development? So we'll see where that was. If they're going to make that anymore, or if they just gave up on it.
I totally forgot what The Last Guardian was.
It's by the Shadow Colossus and Eco, the company that brought us those games. It's about like a boy and his guardian dog. It's this like giant dog creature. So it's supposed to be a really sad game. But most of those games like that are from that company. So, but will we see it? We don't know. So, any other thoughts on Sony here?
Well, it turns out that the lead designer for The Last Guardian left Sony. Mm-hmm. So since then,
it's in limbo.
They haven't been able to finish it.
Yeah, but we'll see if they say anything about it, or any other games for that matter. So, all right, is that all you guys have for it?
I really didn't they had some kind of announcement earlier in the year, didn't they? Like they had some kind of presentation about new games or something like that. But I remember Sony talking about a little bit of interconnectivity, where PlayStation's not just on PlayStation 4 and all these, like it's going to be on your TVs, and they showed a bunch of devices, like, and this is supposed to be the realization of the Gaikai
Yeah,
integration.
that's another big thing they're gonna push this year.
I'm looking forward to that. And in the same vein, I'm looking forward to Xbox delivering on its similar promise of gaming in the cloud, which was a little different when they talked about it, but still very intriguing. Because right now, I think those things are not implemented, and I think that's why we're getting the exact same games across current and next generation consoles.
Cool. All right, that's going to do it for us this week. You can follow us on Twitter on @InsertCoinToBegin, or @InsertCoinTV. You can visit us at InsertCoinToBegin.com. New articles going up daily. And you can join us live each and every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on live.sorgatronmedia.com. Special thanks to Michael Allen at Michael Allen PR, at Mike Allen PR, for helping us with the notes and tweets all night. And for @Sorgatron, @TheRizz, @Chachi Says, I'm at Bobby F. J. Town. Game over.